Hey, this is Sasha, and in this video, what I want to do is share with you the step-by-step process to placing a trade and buying some shares of a stock. Now, you'll see right now, right here, what you're looking at is a trading panel or platform. Just like checking your email, there's a platform, a way to compose a message, a way to send a message, read a message. This right here, what you're looking at is a trading platform and panel, and it's a way to buy and sell shares of stock. So in order to do this, you need to have a broker and you need to have deposited some money and funds already into a brokerage account. And if you haven't seen how to sign up for a brokerage account, then just see some of the other videos listed in the description under this video, and you'll be taken to those videos to show you how to sign up for a brokerage account. You can do this with pretty much any broker. The panel might be slightly different, but the concepts and the processes are still very much the same. So let's take a look at an example of putting on buying shares of stock, so that way you can see exactly how to do it if you've never purchased any stock in the past before. So the process to be able to do this and accomplish this is, number one, you need to know which stock you're going to buy or sell. Okay, so you need to know the company, whether that's an Apple, a Google, a Facebook. You need to know which stock you want to trade. The next step would be to buy or sell. Now, in the stock market world, just like in the real world, you could either be a buyer or a seller. You could either buy food and groceries, or you could be a seller of food and groceries. You could be the supermarket or the business owner. So you need to know and understand how to buy or sell. In this example, we'll just talk about buying, because if you sell something without having it or owning it, you're going to be short that stock. Okay, so we'll talk about buying in this example. The next thing you would need to know is the ticker symbol, and the ticker symbol is just a short code for that company. So for example, like Microsoft would be MSFT, ExxonMobil would be XOM, Google would be GOOG. So you'll learn these through time, the more trading that you do, or you could look those things up. You need to know the quantity of shares you're going to be purchasing, because they trade based on a per share basis or a per share price. Then fill in the order type and your price if you're doing a limit order, and then hit the button and confirm. So let's go through all these steps so you could see exactly step by step of what it is that you're doing, or what you're doing in order to buy some shares of stock. All right, so the first thing you need to do is pick and decide which stock you're going to buy or sell. Now in our example, we're going to be doing Facebook. We're going to be buying it because we're not going to be short. So we already have those first two parts of that process complete in knowing what we want to do. But if you don't know the ticker symbol, you could go to a website like Google Finance, and as you search for things, you can see as I type in Facebook, you can see they have right there the FB is the ticker symbol. So if I click that, you can see that the ticker symbol right there is FB. And this is just one of the ways to get the ticker symbol if you don't know the ticker symbol. So there's my ticker symbol FB, and that's what I need to know. Now in some trading platforms and panels, they already will show you this, but let's just look at maybe another company example, like let's just say Harley Davidson. So you could see if I type in Harley Davidson, the ticker symbol HOG right there, and it'll tell you the price per share right there. Okay, so the opening price as well for the day. So anyways, that's how you get the ticker symbol. If you're doing it on the trade panel or platform, what you could do is go into the trade in this example, and if I start typing Harley Davidson, you could see it's right there, Harley Davidson Inc. Company, HOG. Okay, so if I click it right there, you could see it's $59.75 per share. Okay, not for the whole company, this is per share. And everybody's trading a different amount of shares. So if you have, let's say, $100, you could probably only buy one share because it's $60 per share. So for two shares, okay, 59.75, if you take out a calculator, and let's just say you want to buy 100 shares times $59.75, you're looking at around $6,000. Okay, now keep in mind you need to pay for commission, so I like to give it a little extra cushion room. So $60 times, let's say, 100 shares, you're looking at about $6,000. Okay, so that's what you're looking at if you're looking to buy the stock or 100 shares of that stock. So the next thing to do is, now that we have the ticker symbol, we know what we want to do, we know what we want to go with. Here's the bid, here's the ask. This is what it's currently trading on. If you want to look at the chart, you could go to the chart panel or area and type in HOG, and you'll see the chart based on the daily, or you could do it on the minute. This would be for the day. You could do the 5-minute. That means each bar represents 5 minutes, 30 minutes. You know, they have daily charts, weekly charts, yearly charts. So all kinds of different things. And the same thing, you could say HOG chart. And now what it allows you to do is, if you go to one of these chart companies, you can see the chart for Harley Davidson right there. That's the 1-year chart. So anyways, you can change these time frames. You know, you could go to a 5-year chart and play with that. That's just all personal preference. Now, what you do is you're ready to buy. Let's say you've decided you wanted to buy this stock. So right here, what you could do is you could go to the bid or the ask right here, and you could say, okay, I'm just going to click it, and then these things will pop up. For me personally, I like doing it more of a manual approach. It's just a little safer for me. So I'll just right click, okay, and go to buy in the Thinkorswim platform. For you, there might be a button somewhere. There might be some other kind of thing in some other area, just depending on the platform you use. For me, I'll just go to right click and buy. And now this order entry tool comes up. So if you notice right here, this came up right there, and it automatically fills in a certain amount of shares. Okay, so this is the quantity of shares. So we talked about that as being knowing and understanding how much you want to buy. So that's our quantity, that's our symbol. Make sure everything is correct. It's kind of like filling out a form on the web or online for your order, right? Buying an Amazon order, when you're buying products, paper, printer, ink, whatever it is, you want to make sure everything's correct, right? So the same thing here. You're buying the stock, 500 shares, Harley Davidson, there's the stock, and here's the price. You could do a market order or you could do a limit order. If you do a market order, okay, you have different order types. The main two is basically a market order and a limit order. The market order, just like you go to a restaurant, you buy fish, sometimes it's at market price. It could be $20 per the meal. It could be for $10 for the meal. It could be $100 for that market price. It just depends. Market price, you need to ask and see what it is. Now, in the market, in the stock market, it's usually not a big deal if the stock is liquid. So here, you can see there's the price, the bid, and the ask. Usually you'll get somewhere in there because the volume, the amount of traded for that day is pretty large. If you see that volume, let's say maybe 50,000 shares, that market price could skyrocket right away because you want more shares. So it just depends on the supply and demand. So in general, I like to go with a limit price. That's a little bit safer. And what you could do is bump that limit price a little bit higher, you know, just to give you a couple of little extra wiggle room. Because if you're trying to get a good price, let's say a little bit lower, you probably won't get filled, which I'll show you here in a second. So here, I'll go ahead and let's say with you 100 shares, changed my share quantity. Go ahead, best exchange, order type is limit right there. Okay, so you could see, let me see if I can open this up right there. There's our limit order. I bumped it up. I tried to get a better price right here than the current price that's being traded. And it probably won't get filled. So all I'll need to do last is just hit confirm and send. And we'll go ahead. You can see there's all my breakdown. Cost me about $6,000 plus about $10 to execute the trade or process the order. So I'll just go ahead, hit send. And now what you can see is it's working. It's a working order. So there it is. It's a working order, but it's not filled yet. I still don't have my 100 shares. And that is in part because as you look at this, the working price is $59.78, but what I want to get it at $59.60. I'm a bargain hunter, but it doesn't always work that way in the market. So sometimes what you need to do is right click and let's just say cancel and replace the order, and you might need to move up in price. So you'll continue, and you can see right here on this expected price grid, somewhere in the middle would be a good price. Okay, if you go beyond it, you'll more than likely get filled. But the point is you don't want to pay $68 when you can get it for $59. So I could just bump it to $59.80, hit confirm and send, go ahead. And you'll notice right there, there's a little box that pops up that says, boom, you've been filled. It's been replaced. And the working order now went into the fill order, which you could see right here is the Harley Davidson order. Okay, all these other things Down here are just other orders that I did earlier as examples for another video. But you could see that right there, okay, I've got filled at 59.80. And if you go ahead and you look right there, again, there's our 100 shares, cost us on our buying power about $3,000, but obviously it's a $6,000 trade. So in either case, that's our position right there. And with time, you will see this slowly moving around. As this position, we go into Harley Davidson, as this stock moves around, you will see the profit and loss also move around. Now, right now, it's not really moving too much, but you'll see it with time. This will shift and move around and wiggle as you continue to watch those prices. So now, after I waited a few moments here, you can see that we're basically down about $4 simply due to the stock price movement right there. You could see Harley Davidson down about $4. That is simply just due to where the stock moved. So now it's moving $3. You can see that it just took a little bit of time to kick in, but you see that it basically will shift. And the more shares that you have, the more it's going to wiggle around. But that's basically how you go ahead and put on a trade step by step. Now here's a quick little bonus. In order to sell or get rid of this, you could right click and just say create a closing order and sell the Harley Davidson position. And the same thing will come up. Again, you can see it's right there, 100 shares. You could change it to a limit order because you want to sell it for a higher price typically. And then again, you go ahead, hit confirm and send. Make sure this lines up correctly because if you go to, let's say, 120 shares, you'll be short shares. If you only sell, let's say, 50 shares, which I'll show you this example, you'll only get out of 50 shares, okay? So you'll sell half of your positions. So I went ahead, hit confirm and send. I got out of 50 shares. So now I have 50 remaining or 50 long to the upside. So that's why sometimes when people say, hey, I sold 50 shares, that doesn't mean that they're actually selling and getting rid of all the stock. So you still are long or positive 50 shares. And you could say, okay, again, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Harley Davidson a little bit more. So I'll go ahead and sell, let's say, this time, let's say I'll sell 75 shares. Now this would make me actually short 25 shares because I only have 50 shares. So here, negative 75, I could change it to a limit order again and put in my price. I'm going to do a market order this time. All I need to do is hit confirm and send, and then again, send that order in. And now, boom, you can see I'm filled in that order. You usually get filled a lot quicker with a market order, but sometimes you get bad fill rates. So that's kind of the disadvantage and advantage to them. You get filled faster, but the rates might be a little worse. And now you can see I'm negative 25 shares, which means eventually I have to buy back another 25 shares to get back to even, because here I'm short, which is a little bonus video for you. So there I am buying another 25 shares, confirm and send that in, and boom, you're in. And you see as you get into this and you do it more often, how quick you can do it. Now I'm zeroed out on my positions, and that's it. Now, whatever profit or loss I made, I can withdraw that from that account. But that's ultimately how you buy or trade stocks step by step. So ultimately, that's how you go about placing a stock trade, and that's how you manipulate things within your trading panel. Now, if you want to join me for a live webinar, something that I release to our newsletter members, then just go ahead and hit the button over here and sign up to the newsletter list, so that way you're notified as I release and schedule new webinars and live sessions. But if you want to continue watching other trading videos, then go ahead and just click the thumbnail right here and continue learning with me together. In the end, remember, do what you love, contribute to other people, but most importantly, live life abundantly. I'll see you next time.